Do you want to bare your chest in combat and show off your true skill? Then throw the pot on your head, equip both of your swords, and unleash a torrent of attacks. This is our guide to Let Me Solo Her in Baldur's Gate 3. Extended Edition. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more guides like these. If you like this build, please leave a like and comment who you'd like to see in your final party. Start off as a fighter so we can learn the 2-weapon fighting style and start dual wielding. Make your stats look like this, focusing on dexterity and constitution for some extra stability in combat. Feel free to use whatever raise you want, but we chose Half-Orc to take advantage of this extra critical damage die from savage attacks and that little extra boost of survivability from relentless endurance. Keep yourself healthy in combat using Second Wind, and multiclass into Barbarian for 1 level to increase your AC with unarmored defense, reducing incoming damage with rage while increasing your own. Afterwards, level back into Fighter and get Action Surge for more damage once per short rest. Then become a Battle Master to add an extra die to your attacks with maneuvers like Goading Attack to entice an enemy into a duel, Precision Attack for an extra damage die on your next attack, and Riposte to quickly attack with your reaction after an enemy misses. Become a true dual wielder to increase your AC and the flexibility to equip some heavier weapons into your hands. Next, you'll increase your damage output with extra attack for up to 3 attacks a turn now. Before entering the Shadow Curse lands, increase your AC by helping out Maul and getting the Ring of Protection. Avoid attacks of opportunity when low with the Moondrop pendant inside the Cellunite chest from the Owlbear nest. Equip the Cap of Wrath as the pot on your head to gain Wrath when low from the Grimforge. Hang on to the Winter's Clutches from Lady Esther for some extra cold damage later on. Then visit Jira and the Kresh to pick up Larethian's Wrath as one of your offhand weapons. And the Knife of the Undermountain King for your main hand, reducing the roll needed for a critical hit and advantage against enemies in the shadows. Afterwards, increase your dexterity to 18 before learning the maneuver Evasive Footwork to help evade attacks but forcing disadvantage onto your enemies, and Trip Attack to, well, trip them, knocking them prone for advantage on attacks against them. Next, max dexterity to 20 and stop by some vendors in Moonrise Towers to pick up some new equipment. Lantar will have what we prefer to use in our offhand, the Slicing Short Sword for that bleeding flavor from Rivers of Blood. Araj Blooddraw will have the Risky Ring for advantage on all of our attacks and disadvantage on saving throws to really express that playstyle. Then visit Roa Moonglow for the Drakethroat Glaive. Equipping it grants us to spell Draconic Elemental Weapon to buff the Knife of the Undermountain King with cold damage. Combo this with the Winter's Clutches from before to freeze your enemies and proc extra cold damage like the Frosted Uji Katana. Later on, you'll become indomitable to help with those saving throws once a day. Boosting the damage of your maneuvers with your new D10 while also learning Disarming Attack to get the enemy to drop their weapon and Menacing Attack to strike fear in those nearby. Finally, getting improved extra attack for now 4 attacks a turn and potentially 7 in a single turn with Action Surge. In the lower city, pick up the Deadshot from Fitz to decrease the roll needed for a critical hit even further, and if you're brave enough, steal the Amulet of Greater Health from the House of Hope to increase not only your health but AC to 23. Once a day, you'll want to make sure you drink your Elixir of Viciousness, making the number needed for a critical attack down to 17. You can do this whenever you buff your sword as well. Consider coating your weapon in either the Oil of Freezing to stack Encrusted with Frost even faster, or use the Dilute Oil of Sharpness to increase both attack and damage rolls with your weapon, but we highly recommend becoming a partial Illithid. This will grant you the access to Cold the Weak for some quick kills in combat, and if you get the Awaken buff while in the Kresh, the ability Perilous Stakes becomes even more valuable in your solo attempt against bosses. Chug a potion of speed before combat and leave your party behind to solo the boss. Use Perilous Stakes to make them vulnerable to all damage, or rage into combat and unleash 9 attacks onto the boss in a single turn with Action Surge. Maybe even 12 if you pick up some Terrazul from the Guild Hall, and if you feel at this point, then get good. Check out our free Discord for more information on this build free of charge, and consider becoming a member on YouTube for $5. This gives you the ability to vote on our exclusive member-only polls and early access to our videos every week. Thanks again for watching our videos. We appreciate all of your support. Later days.
A metallic tang fills the air as the Slayer's form is drained of life. Ashes to ashes, blood to blood, you have robbed another god of his chosen.